Greetings and welcome to my Wednesday ramblings. This is the fourth and last week of the message series titled, What Are You Looking For? Over the previous 3 weeks, we've seen different people looking for different things. The first weekend, we saw the 10 lepers looking for pity from Jesus and receiving a healing. We know that one of them, the Samaritan, came back praising God, and Jesus tells him to go on his way. Your faith has saved you. There's been a complete change of his heart, and his attitude was obviously now he made a new beginning. And then we had the story of the unjust judge and the importunate woman, the widow who came looking for justice, but in fact got much more. And it was lived out in the fact that she was able to both receive the justice, but also be a witness to us of what consistency in our prayer was about. And that was supported in a very special way by the first reading that weekend from the book of Exodus, which saw Moses in his stance of prayer being supported by Hur and Aaron, his brother, as he stood before the people and interceded with them for God against the Amalekites. Last weekend, we saw the story of the two men who went up to the temple. The Pharisee who went up just simply to thank God for what he was and for who he was, and in fact prayed to himself, condemning others and making sure that God knew just how good he was. And then there was the humble sinner, the tax collector, who at the back of the temple simply asked God to be merciful to him, a sinner. We know that he went away at peace with God because his heart was turned back to the Lord. And this weekend, we have the story of Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus, another tax collector, someone who was despised by the people, came to Jesus and simply wanted to see him as he passed by. But then Jesus stopped at the foot of the tree and invited himself to go to Zacchaeus' house for a meal that day. The tree in the background of today's ramblings is in fact a tree that stands just outside the gates of Jericho and is reputed to be the tree that Zacchaeus climbed. I'm not quite sure whether you're going to argue with that, but that's the tree that stands at the entrance to the town. This weekend, we're being reminded, as I said, that we are looking for something. We need to know what we're looking for. Do we want forgiveness? Do we want acceptance? Do we want healing? Whatever we want, know that the Lord will grant our prayers. We simply need to come and ask that he hear us. So I wish you all the best and look forward to catching up with you next time on my Wednesday ramblings.